one day at a time. Welcome, everybody, to our Midday Meditation Break. My name is Tessie. Our theme for today is taking things one day at a time. This is a really, really big focal point just in my day. It oftentimes has to come up throughout my day just as a remembrance or to remind myself, hey, it's okay. Let's slow down. The definition reads as it's a way to deal with each day's problems as they come instead of worrying about the future. But we can include the past in that. So if we haven't already, let's go ahead and get ourselves settled. We can sit, we can lie down, we can stand up, just whatever it is your body's calling for you to do at this time. Let's go ahead and do it. Good. Using props is always good. It helps relax the body that much more. Blankets, covers, if you're nearby, any of your pets, the presence of them, they bring you joy. Use them. Use that. God, if we have any pictures or photos around, we might want to use that. Again, brings you comfort or joy. Let's bring that in. And we're going to pick a gaze point or just one area that we can look, that we won't be moving our eyeballs around. If it is available to you, feel free to close your eyes. But just keep gazing forward at that one spot if your eyes are open. We're going to inhale deeply. If it's available to you, lift those arms up high. Wiggle the fingers. Maybe you want to wiggle the toes a bit. And when you exhale, bring the arms down. Stop wiggling the fingers and the toes. Drop your shoulders down. Your face doesn't have any tension, so the brows aren't frowned up. We're not clenching our teeth. And we are breathing as we do all this. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Just gradually feeling that weight overcome us. Good. This quote, one day at a time, it can be used in so many situations. But for today's meditation, we are going to focus on literally taking things one day at a time. We tend to dream big. We tend to think big. Bigger is better. But by focusing in on the smaller details, we're able to slow down. And by us being able to focus on one day, a nice 24 hours lifespan that we have each day, we're able to focus a little better. Good. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. The theme, one day at a time, just always comes up for me throughout the day because I tend to live in autopilot. I have a set schedule and I'm going to follow it more than likely to a T, or I'm going to attempt to. But the crazy thing about that is the minute a rock is thrown in my lake and everything just kind of gets disoriented, I tend to panic. When there's a sudden move that has to be done, when we have our schedules in play, it makes things much more difficult for us. And in turn, our stress builds up, our anxiety builds up, we're more tense, and we just need to take a break. So It is a hard pattern to learn, but that living in autopilot pattern we have been so accustomed to living into tends to give us that idea that if we stick to our guns, if we stick to the rules, nothing can stop us. Which is true to a certain extent, because things are always going to happen out of the ordinary, out of the norm, that's not in our control. And we just have to learn to adapt. Taking a pause, taking a break, even just placing a palm on your chest and just recollecting where your breath is at is a great way for us to stop and take things one at a time. Good. Keep breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We tend to focus on our past and our future a lot. Things that should have happened, might have happened differently if I did something differently. The why was I there? Why did this happen to me thoughts? They are natural. It does happen. But by thinking those thoughts, again, we get stuck. That rock, once again, is thrown in that lake of ours, and we cannot move. Being able to focus on the here and now, taking everything just one day at a time, helps us to not only recall those things we might have did a little bit differently, things that might have happened that we are learning from, learning to accept, becoming better and wiser through. We don't have to actually recall them in order to become that better person. Keep breathing. And by ourselves not recalling those past situations, it tends to lead us in the right direction. Less stress, less pain, less tension, which in turn gives us the focus we need to ensure our day is going to be a little bit better. Good. Keep breathing. Sometimes our goals can be restrictive. We want it all, we want it fast, we want it in a hurry. We tend to compare the next person's Instagram page to our own. For example, why haven't I been able to do this, but they have? Why haven't I been given these opportunities and they have? So we set our goals big. But by doing this, the progression of the goal seems as though we're not making any moves. And we tend to stop. We tend to look down on ourselves, talk bad on ourselves because of it. But what we should do is starting small. Small is the best way to go. When we're a child, we're not running as we come out of our mother's womb. It's development, it's time, it's nurturing. These are the same things we need to do for ourselves on a daily basis, and we tend to forget that. Small goals helps us achieve that because we're able to set a new normal. So when we achieve a small goal, we're able to celebrate it. Celebrating ourselves is the most selfless thing you can do, especially in those stressful journeys of goal seeking. And learning that both the good and the bad in this journey is what we should be paying attention to. Not just congratulations, we did something good, but Okay, something didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? And learning from our mistakes, learning from the bad, but always remembering we're taking one small step at a time. Good. Continue to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'll leave you with this. Living this one day at a time theme is hard, is difficult, especially for as long as we can remember. We've been taught, hey, let's open up our daily planner, our weekly planner, our monthly planner, and we're going to schedule everything out every minute, every day, every week. And then when we have to navigate differently because that rock has been thrown, we panic versus us taking a step back, accepting it is what it is, and just learning to adapt. Sit here for as long as you need to. Take in the sounds, the space, those feelings that are coming up through this meditation. My name is Tessie. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be back next week. Have a good day.